Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's good to see everybody again out there in Facebook land. Um, Listen, we've been doing this for so long now. It feels almost like a natural greeting you this way, but we still do appreciate in-person meetings. I promise you that, and we look forward to that returning ASAP, ASAP. But until such time, we have to do what we have to do, and that is to watch our distance, wash our hands, and wear our masks. Um, you will hear updates very shortly from Team Liberty, and we appreciate them for their commitment to providing this service to our listening and our watching community. These gentlemen, I promise you, are very sincere in what they have to offer to this community that we love so very well and that we call home. Listen, we know that if I may divert to the subject of the vaccine, my simple philosophy is much rather have the vaccine than the virus. I'd much rather have the vaccine than the virus. So that's my take on it. I've had dose one. Should get dose two next week. So that's where the chairman is with that. So, and I'm supposed to be assisting with some other information sessions to help the public to become more comfortable. But I tell you to get all the information that you need to get. Consult a local physician if you have to. Any healthcare agency. There are several who are providing the vaccine in our community, and you see the news like I do. There are many communities where the vaccine is not there, so we're blessed to be in a community where the vaccine is present. And we hope that you will take advantage of that when that time comes, when it reaches your tier. I want to compliment, I heard a little bit from the school system yesterday. I was on a webinar they had. I want to applaud them on what they're doing to keep our school children and our staff safe. When I say staff, that's from the custodians all the way to the PhDs. We want to applaud our school system for what they're doing to maintain the safety of all of our school personnel. And we continue to offer our support, I'm sure you all will agree, to them in this effort, because that's 10,000 bodies. That's just the student body, not counting the staff that they have to look after. So that's a Herculean job, and we applaud Dr. Perry and his team for what they're doing thus far with that. As well as the healthcare agencies that are providing, we have heard that there are more and more agencies getting on board now to provide the vaccine. Thank you for doing that, for reaching out and being a community partner. Mr. Brown would tell you I'm big into community partnerships. So when you partner with me, man, you're a friend of mine. So thank each of you for joining the team, joining the effort that we might vaccinate as many people as we possibly can. So call in. Don't get frustrated. Make those appointments and get on board to be vaccinated so that one day we can all retire these. I don't have a timeline on that. I heard the president this morning say he would hope that July of next year we can retire these. I would hope so too. Mayor Brown and I said we're going to have a party on either the city hall or the courthouse steps where we'll burn these. Some kind of ceremony we will have that we will put this behind us. But until such time, we have to maintain and abide by the CDC guidelines. So thank you once again for tuning in. We appreciate you. Be a team of one and go out and tell others, remind others, demonstrate, first of all, yourself that you are on the team with us and that we are in this together. At this time, I will yield to the very fine mayor of the city of, I think I'm going to Walthamville first, Mayor Larry Baker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Brown, good morning to the citizens of Walthamville. Let me say that I have had my vaccination also. And to the citizens of Walthamville, thank you. Thank you for wearing your mask and watching your distances and washing your hands. And like Mr. Levitt said, hopefully soon and very soon that we'll be able to retire these masks. But I do want to say much thanks to Bakerton Missionary Baptist Church located in Walthamville. They have been very helpful. They have been giving out shots, and I want to applaud them. To the citizens of Walthamville, the city hall is still closed at this time, but the drive-through is open, and the phone numbers are, the building is open, but it's not open to the public. So please, ma'am, continue on to doing what you do. And again, I'd like to say thank you so very much. At this time, I yield to the mayor of Hinesville, Georgia, Mr. Alan Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Levitt, I've also had my first shot, and I'm scheduled next Monday to have my second. I'm a little bit of a wimp, I have to admit that. My wife would tell you if I didn't. But I did very well with my first one. I hope it's just as pleasant with my second one. But I do encourage everybody to, when their turn comes, please get vaccinated. And with that, I'll just say good morning to everyone again. Since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, Liberty County has had 2,601 confirmed cases. Hope that's current as of yesterday at least. And we've had 45 deaths, which is way too many. At the beginning of 2021, our community experienced a spike in the coronavirus cases that was likely a result of the holiday period, travel and visitation and what have you. In the past few weeks, our numbers have leveled off and are now trending downward. This means our community efforts following CDC guidelines are paying off. Our numbers are going down, and this trend is directly related to our citizens wearing their face coverings and maintaining their distance while in public. While our numbers are going down, we still need to be vigilant as a community. Please continue to wear your face mask and maintain your distance when you're out in public. If you feel that you need a COVID test, Diversity Health Center is conducting testing by appointment only, 3 days a week at their offices located at 303 Fraser Drive, and more information can be found at diversityhc.org, and that's probably your best way to check up with them. The Phase 1A plus of the COVID-19 vaccine administration program has begun, as you hear from several of us standing here. This phase, that means we're old, by the way. This phase allows for the vaccination of first responders and individuals over the age of 65 to help protect our community, our first responders, and including members of the Hinesville Fire Department. They began receiving vaccinations earlier this month. This vaccination effort was coordinated with the Georgia Department of Public Health. The Georgia Department of Health continues to work with grocery stores, doctors, pharmacists, and others, I think churches I just heard, to bring more vaccination locations online. If you're in that Phase 1A plus category and would like to schedule a COVID-19 vaccination, please visit covid19.gahd.org to see a list of local vaccine providers. The latest emergency order that we're operating on was issued by Governor Kemp and is set to expire on March the 7th at 11:59. All state and local emergency orders can be found at the City of Hinesville's website. In closing, I will remind you, as everybody does, wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. And I really wanted to say that I see things improving, and it's because of our wonderful citizens are doing the things that we have to do to get through this craziness. Please continue to be those wonderful citizens that you are, and we'll get through this journey soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor. The mayor mentioned some of the statistical data with the new cases. The number of deaths in Liberty County is unfortunately up to 46. We are getting better, as the mayor mentioned there. The Liberty daily average of new cases is down from 10.7 to 8.1, and the case rate per 100,000 is also down from 39.4 to 13.9. I think Dr. Davis would tell you some of that is there's a shift now, more of a shift and an emphasis obviously on vaccines and testing. In fact, some of the testing hasn't been available, the test kits lately, so you'll need to contact those agencies that he mentioned to make sure to schedule an appointment and to see if their test kits are available. Just locally, some of those you'll find online that he mentioned. Diversity, of course, CVS here locally in Hinesville, St. Joseph's Immediate Med, and Liberty Regional Medical Center all continue to do the testing for the COVID. Additionally, Liberty Regional Medical Center is administering the vaccine to that 1A group, but they are by appointment. You'll need to call those to try to schedule. There are some others that are also administering vaccines, and these are online also. Coastal Drug Company in Midway, Hinesville Pharmacy on E.G. Miles Parkway. He mentioned Diversity. I mentioned the Medical Center and dphgeorgia.gov, which is a site that's been set up to be able to basically schedule now those vaccinations ahead of time. So please visit those, look at the online registration, an abundance of information coming out of the Coastal Health District there of how to do certain things. As of yesterday, there had been 5,339 vaccines administered in Liberty County. The total hospitalizations from when we saw you a couple of weeks ago were down from 10 to 7. Again, not a lot of hospitalization areas locally set up to do the COVID care that's there, so the more that those are down, the better. Just our general offices here in the county continue to be in the same status. They are open for business, limited accessibility in the buildings as you get in, and we do require masking by county ordinance inside of these critical facilities, and you can expect temperature checks. The Chief Justice of State Court of the Supreme Court of Georgia did extend that state of emergency now until March 9th. So again, no jury trials, limitations on grand juries and when they're meeting, and they continue to look at protocols of when that might get back in place. Really no change in recreation activities from when we described. We went through, I think, a successful registration for spring sports events that at this point are still on the table, outdoor activities only. Commission meetings, so you heard Chairman Lovett say we're anxious to get back to where we can host people at our meetings, and that's so true. But right now, unfortunately, they are still limited to only those folks who are listed on our agenda. Please watch Facebook, though. We do everything as we do here live in those meetings. We also tape those for your use and review later on. So just in closing, I do say thank you so much for what you're doing out there as a group. In Hinesville and in Liberty County areas. Do get vaccinated. If you have an opportunity to get either vaccine or the Johnson & Johnson or whatever comes out, get vaccinated. It's still, even after that vaccination that you take, that second vaccination does not make you invincible. They're about 95% effective, so there's still a slight chance that you could contract the virus. And so for that reason, still practice those things of distancing, wearing the mask, and washing your hands like we've talked so much about. So let me pause for a second, see if we had any questions anywhere around the horn. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Team Liberty. As they were speaking, I was reminded of some news reporting I've heard that says that the recent decline in hospitalizations and deaths nationwide, they think it's attributed to how well we follow the CDC guidelines and the impact of the vaccine, and of course the compliance of persons. And of course there are some areas of the country that are beginning to loosen their restrictions a little bit. But I'm very pleased to hear that America is headed in the direction where we have less hospitalization and certainly less death. So we're proud here of what Liberty County has been able to do, and that has only been accomplished by your corporation, so thank you so much. And we can say we lead the nation in that, but we're happy to hear that the nation as a whole, because this has been a pandemic that none of us have been used to, caught us off guard. We're all learning as the days go by. And in closing, my grandson's writing an essay for a scholarship essay, and he had to, the essay asked him how has his social interactions changed, and how has his life been enriched, if any way, by having to deal with COVID. And what I was reminded of, what it taught me, is that a lot of us have had to turn inward. You know, now we're getting big Zoomologists and web-based managers, you know, all those things. And I want to applaud our media team who's here. They were talking earlier when we came, because I promise you, when the Team Liberty gets together, we enjoy the fellowship. And because we're able to fellowship with each other, we're better able to serve you because we're collaborative partners. We get along, we love each other, and we love you as a people, as a community. So I promise you, we're there for you. And I asked you, you know, you can use the any website, whether it be Liberty County's or Liberty County's Facebook page, City House's Facebook page. Let us know what you're doing out there. What new and creative things have you done as a result of COVID? You know, COVID can be a negative, but out of that we found that many people have found positives. And we know there are some in our community, because that's who we are. That's the community we serve, and that's the community for which we are continually Liberty County proud. See you week after next. Thank you so much for tuning in to us.